Hey guys and gals on Ask Japanese, it's your flashy fashion reporter Kathy Cat, and today I'm gonna tell you 10 facts about the Japanese cherry blossoms. And if you watch till the end, I'm gonna tell you a little secret how you can watch the cherry blossoms before anybody else does. This video is also sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, so let's go and find out more about the cherry blossoms. Let's go! Number 1. Many of you guys know that the Japanese name for cherry blossom is sakura, but do you actually know where that name is coming from and what it means? There are many theories around the name of sakura, but one I like the most. One is taking the sa of sakura, and which is symbolizing the agricultural gods or deities. And if you think about it, here living in Japan, I've seen it a lot too. A lot of cherry blossom trees are planted near rice fields. So that is the sa of sakura. And the kura in sakura is for a place where the gods sit down. And that is actually what the farmers do at the start of spring. It's also the start of the agricultural season. So everyone sits down and prays to the gods and hopes to the gods that there will be a great harvest. Number 2, why do Japanese people do hanami? Hanami are cherry blossom picnics where Japanese people get together under the cherry blossom trees. They have some food and they have some alcohol, and that one is also based on history. Remember how I said that Japanese farmers got together under the cherry blossom trees to wish for a good harvest? Now, in this situation, there's also alcohol involved as well, because alcohol is actually seen for religious purposes as well, as it is a purification and a kind of religious thing to drink. Why? That is because sake is one from the most agricultural crop that Japan has, rice, and therefore it is also used for celebrations as an offering to the gods for purifications. And farmers in the old days, they used to have these festivals under the trees where they drank sake to wish for a good harvest, and it turned popular, and that's how we get hanami. 80% of the Japanese cherry blossom trees are actually not coming from a seed. They're clones! When you come to Tokyo, you probably want to go and see the cherry blossom trees in Tokyo. Now, the one thing is that most of those in Tokyo actually come from the one tree, and they're clones of the one tree. In Tokyo, most of the cherry blossom trees are from the one tree, the Someyoshino. The Someyoshino was found around the 1900s, and ever since then it's been spread around, for example in Tokyo, by not using the seeds but by using the branches. Taking a branch, planting it into the soil and making it grow from there, which means all of those trees have the same gene. And creating a cherry blossom tree that way is faster and easier than creating it from a seed. So that is why it spread so quickly around Japan. The Japanese cherry blossoms cannot live without humans. As mentioned before, they are clones, which means they only have 2 genes and they cannot multiply themselves. So for example, in Tokyo, they bloom and then they're gone. There is no fruit. They cannot multiply themselves. Since the Someyoshino cherry blossom trees are made from their branches by humans, they cannot multiply themselves to conserve their own species, so they do need humans to help them do that. So if you put 2 Someyoshino cherry blossom trees next to each other, or even several ones, they cannot multiply themselves. They cannot pollinate each other. The only way to pollinate that type of cherry blossom tree is to bring in the pollen from a different type of cherry blossom. Only then can they create seeds and fruits as such. So if you see seeds or fruits, they're generally a mix of the Someyoshino and a different type of tree. These ones here are Kawazu Sakura, so they're actually a different breed. Cherry blossom leaves, however, are poisonous. Did you know that the cherry blossom leaves that sometimes sweets are rubbed in are actually toxic? They're kind of dangerous. Did I get you there? They're not that bad. But the leaves, however, do contain coumarin, which is against blood clotting, which means the blood will keep on running. That is actually in the leaves. Due to that, though, the ground beneath the cherry blossom trees where the leaves have fallen is not fruitful and not many other plants can grow. Now check out this picture. You see cherry blossom trees, me, and yellow flowers. These yellow flowers are nanohana, a type of rapeseed, and they can actually, underneath the trees, grow because they can grow even on poor soil, and their time when they bloom is similar to the time of the cherry blossom trees. What about the cherry blossom sweets then? Are they dangerous? Are they toxic? Don't you worry, they're actually fine. The amount you would have to eat of those leaves for it to be dangerous for you is quite a lot. So you can actually enjoy it in the safety of knowing you'll be fine. If you don't know what a cherry blossom flavor is, it is actually the flavor of the leaves and also of the actual cherry blossom petals themselves. That is also the coumarin flavor, but like I said, it's safe for you to eat. These ones here are sakura mochi. On the inside they have bean paste and the flavoring comes strongly from the salted leaf. It's perfect and everyone enjoys it under the cherry blossom trees. The leaves and the salt have antibacterial properties, which means in the old days even, it was easy for them to carry these items around and give them to the people and enjoy them later underneath the cherry blossom trees. Sakurako and Tokyo Treat are Japanese treat boxes. They have different themes, and we have the March ones here, so let's have a look inside. Tokyo Treat has about 20 exclusive, seasonal, special snacks in here. Some of them are even limited, so let's check those out. Description leaflet: seasonal Kit Kat melon, potato chip seaweed flavor, instant udon noodles, blueberry pocky, and many more snacks. Wow. This is perfect if you decide to make a cherry blossom picnic under the cherry blossoms in your country. Sakurako is more traditional. They support Japanese snack makers, and in there are 20 treats including Japanese tableware, so let's check it out. Leaflet with explanation: traditional rice crackers, Japanese sweets and candy perfect for the season. They always have a tea bag that you can enjoy while you're eating the snacks. It includes a table dish that has the symbol for luck on it, and you can use it to have some food inside or maybe even drink your sake with it. And don't forget to use our code AskJapanese if you're curious about getting yourself your own little treat box for $5 off of it. There's more about it in the description box down below. And let's get back to the video. One of the most known cherry blossom sweets are the 3-color dango rice cakes. These are 3 rice cakes stuffed on top of each other, and you might have seen them actually in popular anime and similar. They're always in the same color order: pink, white, and green. There's also a saying to these colors: when the pink cherry blossoms blossom in spring, the snow of winter will have melted away, giving space for the green crops to grow in summer. There are many stories about these rice cakes here on a stick, but that story I just told you is my favorite, and they taste great. Cherries are actually super toxic. Now, especially around this time of the year, people love eating cherries. It is one of those seasons where you kind of want to eat a cherry as well. However, for example, in 2021, there was a cherry brand, and their very freshest and newest cherries, they were as expensive as 1 million yen. However, you shouldn't eat them because they're dangerous. Just kidding, I'm not talking about those cherries, but if you see some cherries on non-agriculture areas that have very small fruits, those ones are actually not for eating because they are highly toxic. Some of those young cherries have cyanogenic glycoside, which brings cyanide poisoning. However, once they mature, the amount of it gets lower and they're safe to eat, which means if you want to have some cherries in Japan, don't just randomly go and grab them somewhere standing freely. Actually buy them from a proper farm or actually packaged at the supermarket. Another problem is that sakura cherry blossom trees might actually get extinguished in the future. Remember the Someyoshino sakura trees? Those ones are very popular all around Japan, but there is one problem: they cannot grow in a too hot climate. And even recently in Tokyo, some cherry blossom trees, they couldn't bloom because it was too hot for them already. So if global warming rises like it is rising now, we might not have cherry blossom trees in the future. Oh my gosh, let's look out for the environment more. Why are so many cherry blossom trees planted near rivers? Now, this is actually a quiz I'm gonna ask you. You will have seen a lot of cherry blossom trees on photos near rivers. So I'll give you 3 things why that could be. Number 1, the cherry blossom trees needs a good water so you can harvest the sakura mochi later. Number 2, it is to watch the beautiful petals of the cherry blossoms drift on the river. Ah, so beautiful. Number 3, it is a great contrast for photographs. And the answer is number 4, for the improvement of the infrastructure. None of them. Sorry about that. In the samurai era in Japan, the lords were actually trying to build something and they had the cherry blossom trees for financial reasons. Now, they were trying to have civilizations near rivers because they needed to have that fresh water, but they had a big problem with flooding. So they tried to make safe banks near the river. However, one problem for that was they needed very hot soil. So their genius idea was to plant cherry blossom trees there and people would come to walk around the cherry blossom trees. And that is why cherry blossom trees were planted along the rivers. So people would come, look at the flowers, and while they're walking around, harden the ground. Now, like I mentioned at the start of the video, where can you see the cherry blossoms near Tokyo earlier than anybody else? Because when you come for watching the cherry blossoms in Tokyo, it's kind of hard to get the timing right. They only bloom for a very short time and it's easy to miss them. At the end of March is when the most people come to visit Japan, and that is the time when the flights are actually super expensive. So here's our tip. Our hint is to come here in February. We are currently at Nishidaira Batake. That is a park in Kanagawa Prefecture, and here you can be one of the first to see the first cherry blossoms near Tokyo. You can get here in just over an hour, and there's even a shuttle bus from the station. They're currently doing their Sakura, their cherry blossom festival, so let's go and check it out. Let's go. How did you like our cherry blossom facts? One little warning or one little thing I need to mention is there are a lot of cherry blossom goods that are actually sold right before the cherry blossoms bloom. So if you're a little bit early in Japan, get your cherry blossom chocolate, your cherry blossom drinks, get them all in, because by the time all the other cherry blossoms are blooming at the end of March, those goods will be sold out. So that is my personal tip for you guys. I hope you enjoyed those 10 facts that we gave you, and one more time, big shout out and a big thank you for Tokyo Treat and Sakurako for making it able for us to come to the festival and enjoy the cherry blossoms. Don't forget to follow or subscribe and like this video. I'm looking forward to catching you with another hint, trivia, and funny facts about Japan here on Ask Japanese. Bye!